That's probably one of the plot lines, I think. I guess I should recap since that was said between videos. But the plot line where the Justice League has like alternate timeline children and they come back from the past. One of my favorite sets of characters. They just did nothing with.
Suck ass.
Whoa. I was just gonna say, like, those were really cool characters. Like, they had the, like, I think the Children of the Flash and Green Lantern. Like, they just had some really cool stuff. And it's like, you ever gonna do anything with that? Nah. Oh.
To, Oliver Queen's kids.
I avenged you.
Hey. Justice is still probably my favorite DC. Not even just the game, I love the comic, it's so good.
Deceased has been killing it lately. And then
that's Tom Taylor too, that's the same guy.
Yeah, I know. That's why I brought it up.
No. I love Deceased.
The stuff he's doing with that has just been really fun.
They need to just give him the...
I agree and I don't. Sometimes when they give him total free reign, he just spins his wheels for too long. Like, he does really good when he knows his time limit, I feel like.
I see what you're saying.
Like, if he's like, I got 13 issues, I'm going to spread this issue out very proportionately, or I don't even know if proportionately is the right word, but just the pacing across those 13 issues is good.
Yeah. His Spider-Man stuff is really...
Which run was his on Spider-Man?
I'm pretty sure he did Your Friendly Neighborhood.
Okay.
Where he invented, is it Spider Bite or Spider Mite? I can't remember.
I can't remember. Friendly Neighborhood's probably one of the Spider-Mans I've read the least. The last Spider-Man I read was the swap back from Superior. I don't know. The whole order timeline on Spider-Man gets confusing, so I don't actually remember what the last thing I read was.
Last, like, decent mainline. The Rebirth. I heard that didn't really go anywhere. No, it's not true.
I was gonna say, Rebirth was DC.
I was like...
Also DC.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did. Did I not say DC?
Oh, no, I thought you were still talking about Spider-Man. That part cut out.
Oh, no. Yeah, you didn't see
the last good Spider-Man.
Rebirth?
I was like, what? What's happening? Although, have you seen they're potentially teasing a DC Marvel crossover?
Yeah, they've been doing that. Like, both sides have been doing it for a while. It's weird.
It's supposed to be like some super big event. I can't remember. I think it was the Thor comics right now, where Thor became the Herald of Galactus.
Yeah, he's Wonder Woman holding Mjolnir comic. And then Superman sees Hulk like beating the shit out.
Yeah, I really want like them to do more with that. Grr.
It makes me excited too, because if they really are gearing up for that, it would line up perfectly with the next Injustice.
I don't think Injustice would be involved, would it? Or are you just talking about like the game?
No, just like, yeah, like they could get Marvel characters to stand up.
I don't know if they'd be able to pull that off.
I don't know. They got RoboCop versus Terminator. Yeah, 11.
Yeah, but those are like individual movie characters. Marvel is like Marvel. Ever since they took in that big like editorial house, that fucking plane. That's what's up.
I mean, I mostly want it because I want a fighting game with Marvel characters in it. Now that versus Capcom.
I just need. I need anything to be announced. I feel like the last 2 months have just been postpone, delay, postpone, delay. For very good, acceptable reasons. On your left.
Oh, I already died.
No, there's a person just unloading bullets, and I didn't want to get shot, so I was calling out. I waited for a reload, so it seemed fine.
I like never wins it.
Haha! I was really ready to lose that. Waha! Dope!
No, I'd love to see, like, cross-brand stuff. And I don't even mean, like, just Injustice featuring Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it is one of
It'll
those...
never happen.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they're just... Neither side can... The monetary side... The money will never work out, right?
He's too greedy, and they'll just go, put the MCU in it. The MCU is good.
I feel like the MCU's gotten a lot of shit on lately for... I don't feel like they've really done anything yet to deserve it.
No, it's successful.
Yeah, everyone's just like, they have to fail soon. It just has to be coming, and I want to have predicted it.
I fully accept that they are definitely watered down versions of characters I love. However, it's fine. They're not bad. They're fine.
Watered down even is still a little bit like, as someone who's read comics for the years, it's just like it's like an amalgamation of 3 different universes. You have the one where they age in real time, the one where it's like, what if superheroes existed in the real world today, and then the ultimate. I'm listening to, but there's a third one I feel like they took pieces from.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll go on record and say I don't like them in that universe.
You don't like who? You cut out a lot, unfortunately.
Oh, no worries. I do not like Spider-Man in that.
Oh, are you kidding?
I think he's fine.
He's my favorite Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire is still my favorite.
I fucking hate Tobey Maguire. And I found out he's a fucking piece of shit. Which makes it all the better. Yeah. Oh my god, I've been meaning to talk about this for so long. So my stepmom got me to watch this movie. It's called... Have you heard of a movie called Molly's Game?
Oh.
So, one of the biggest stories that you've never heard of, because that was immediately where I was at. And I don't want to give away too much, because it is a fantastic movie that people should really go check out, and I don't want to spoil it for you in case you want to. But the premise is, so you have this Olympic level skier. Molly's, I can't remember her last name right off the top of my head right now. And she is in an accident during one of her Olympic runs, fucks up she just can't be an Olympian anymore. And she didn't, like, make good money either, so she's kind of SOL. Ends up working in Hollywood with just a real dirtbag, lawyer, accountant, like, some guy who has an office. That's the best I can, unfortunately, give you. But every week he has, like, a big poker game. And the people that show up to this poker game are, like, big fucking celebrities. So, she's just, like, sends out the texts, puts chips on the table. The hostess, I guess, would be what you'd call it. And she does that for a while and makes basically a gig out of it because, like, the people that are showing up are so rich, they tip her out at the end of the night, and she's been able to make a living on those tips alone. So that becomes, like, her new thing. Well, the stories of, like, this escalation and more celebrities get involved and, like, the Russian mob and just... It is a crazy escalation of a story that really deserves to be watched. But the way it was able to kind of grow was when she was going to her small-time boss's poker games with just a lot of celebrities at them. One of the... and apparently this is supposed to be an amalgamation of a few people, but one of the main people was Tobey Maguire. And he would go and he would bet and do all this shit, and he was like the best actual poker player that was there. And so when she tried to steal the game from our boss for trying to fire her, basically the two were like, yeah, he's like, you can host, I just want the game, everybody kind of wins. Well, there's this moment, and it's a movie, so, you know, they might have embellished a little, who knows. But you could, A, it was in the book, and B, there's a few moments where you're like, you could tell the guy was...
Sorry.
Did you see me die or something?
No, I'm the one that killed you. I saw the time running out, so I threw a grenade at you, and I didn't even think it would hit you.
That's amazing!
Sorry, go on.
But so, there's a moment where there's a couple different moments I'm stringing together, but he's like, yeah, I'm not really playing this game for the money. I really playing for those moments where you get to see somebody whose life you've just destroyed. And like, I'll be honest, I was watching the movie, and in the moment I was like, wow, kind of dig Tobey Maguire's ruthlessness playing poker. But the movie goes on, and there's this, most of the people that show up are just famous people who aren't good. He's usually the only guy who's good. And one day he invites another half-decent player. Well, the half-decent player does really good most of the time, till he thinks he's playing against somebody who's a good poker player, but is actually just a moron. And guy goes all in with nothing in his pot when a guy... So basically, the guy who knows poker gets faked out by an idiot bluffing. I gotta... Is no one else even in this lobby yet? Jesus.
Okay, it stopped at thinks.
What? Thinks what? Do you know?
I don't know. That's where it stops.
Can you get right before that, maybe?
No, it's the last thing I remembered. It's the only...
What the?
The only thing my brain retained.
Thinks. Someone thinks. People? Humans? Thought? I don't know, but thinks.
Yeah, thoughts. Big juicy thoughts.
Big nasty thoughts. Just to wrap up, slight spoilers for anyone that's listening in here for Molly's game.
I like how you have to spell out the movie so you can spoil it. Oh wait, no, never mind. That was stupid.
You're good. You're hilarious. But so there's a moment where new player shows up, thinks he's playing against good poker players. I see where we're at now. It turns out he's playing against an idiot. And oops, actually I got a team kill. So
this is the worst map to try to tell a story.
Yeah, I know, right? Guy goes basically, so they don't actually bring the cash, they're celebrities, so they've been operating on credit, essentially. You know, you just say what you're good for, and at the end of the night you pay up.
Yeah.
Issue was, Guy didn't have the money. He took out like $500,000 in loans and just didn't have it. So she basically ended up having to cover it, which ended up having her start taking more riskier business practices. But at the same time, the person who covered the bill that ended up making it so the whole situation could kind of go on fine was Tobey Maguire. And what he did was, alright, so from here on out, I paid your debt tonight, and for the rest, you have to keep playing every week, and I get 50% of your winnings, but I get none of your losses. Which is sharecropping, and it's basically indentured slavery. It's very illegal to do. And she's like, you can't do that. You're basically just keeping this guy under your thumb. And he's like, well, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I've already been doing it to like a few people several times a week. She's like, holy shit, you
Oh my god.
can't do that. He's like, but I think I fucking can. He's like, this is my fucking game. Everyone knows it. You aren't shit. And she's like, and he's like, I think we need to put a cap on your salary. And she's like, you mean I'm doing all the work and hosting all the events? You just want to determine how much I make, like a boss? He's like, the 10,000 you're making a week, it's 10,000 out of my pocket. It's like, Jesus Christ. And then the next week, when she goes to set up the game, she gets on the way to the thing, she gets a caller text, and it's from him, and he's like, the game's gonna be at David's house from now on. You're out. And then she gets a caller voicemail that's just, you're so fucked! It's like, Jesus! No, they left, I was reading about the real interaction in her book, and apparently that's something Tobey Maguire actually did at the point where she started crying is when he, like, kind of softened up and remembered she was a person. They didn't put that part in the movie, but yeah, he's a fucking psychopath.
I looked it up in between you telling the story, and the first thing that popped up is Tobey Maguire Player X. And it sounds so like a spy movie whenever.
So the way my stepmom got me to watch this movie, she's like, "Did you watch The Thing yet?" I was like, "Nah," because she originally just told me it was like a heist or a poker movie, and poker movies to me usually end in heists, so just something along that general beat. I like the movies. I just usually got to be in the mood for them. So I hadn't gotten around to it. And she's like, "I'm just saying, you really got to look into that stuff with Tobey Maguire." And I was like, or she didn't say Tobey Maguire, but she's like, Spider-Man's in it, right? And I was like, as an actor? No, he's one of the people in... I was like, because it's Michael Cera that plays him.
Really?
Yeah.
They should have gotten, oh god, what's his name? The guy who's Mysterio.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I'll be honest.
Exactly alike.
Michael Cera does a great job. But... Ah, nuts. Oh, okay, well. It was just us and... Oh. It's just me and black tar heroin. That's cool. Gee, big creeps. Alright. At least we kept him for most of the episode.